Yep. 302 hver gang. Sidste lap var på 305.
Kan I stedet for at presse bilen, så prøv at coaste lidt?
Nej, jeg siger, jeg har.
Men hvad er det, jeg skal spare på? Vi er halvanden omgang foran.
Det er et spørgsmål om, vi skal have et ekstra stop af halvandet sekund. Eller halvandet minut. Spørgsmål om, hvor mange stop vi ekstra skal have.
Jo.
Hvis du bare prøver at coaste lidt, så tror vi når det.
Det er
der, vi skal ned.
Jeg tror også bare tid, hva'?
Lad det bare være det, at kende det her. rigtig, rigtig fint.
Og 30 liter tilbage.
Det bliver nervøst. Jeg kan se det. Hvordan det ikke?
Ja, jeg har ingen problemer.
Hvad er du?
276. Jeg ved ikke, hvad du sagde.
Hvad siger du det?
277.
Meget.
Ja, hvad siger du?
Jeg siger, det er meget fint. Godt. Hvad har du tilbage af de der benzin? 30?
28.
Så skulle du lige hurtigt. Du må lige regne ud hurtigt. Hvad giver 28? 3. Ud af 10 med
2.63.
Han har 16 minutter cirka tilbage på den der. Tak. Hvad sagde han? 2.62. Kan du lige gentage, hvad du sagde?
2.63.
Tak. Hvad er der tilbage? Der er en af... Han skal være 59 minutter i bilen, inklusive fratrukket bilstoffer. Han har... Hvis han kan holde de der 2.62, så har han 52 minutter i bilen. Det vil sige, lige nu er vi i overskud med kvarteret af 10 minutter. Jeg er nødt til at have dig til, hver gang du kører målstregen og oplyse mig, hvor meget hovedet er.
Ja, men du må lige vente på det der. Hver gang jeg kører over målstregen, så har jeg en stemme, der fortæller mig, hvor hurtigt jeg har kørt min runde. Så derfor kan jeg ikke lige snakke ind over.
Jo. Vi er nede på 1,14.
Men 2.73.
Tak.
Det er jo ikke meningen, at jeg skal tabe mellem 7 og 10 sekunder per lap, altså.
Vi undgår et pitstop, ved du gør det. Så i sidste ende, så vinder vi tid på det.
Men du kørte 51 sidste omgang, de kørte 1.49.
Ja, prøv at se min tid nu.
linje.
2.57. Kan jeg få en info, hvem der var, der kørte galt der?
EDSM Sport GT.
Det var da en LMP2'er.
Øjeblik.
Syd til var førstepladsen. Vender lige bag mig igen.
Altså lige nu der er vi nået på det der. Lige nu der har han, hvis han kan holde de der 2,53, så bruger han 54 minutter per Dennis. Han skal være i bilen i 55 minutter nu. Han har plus på 5 lige nu. Nej, de altså hvis Kenneth napper dem nu her, så er de på 2 omgang bagud. Derfor. til at køre den næsten tom. Ja, fordi de skal også i bil. Selvfølgelig husk, de har så stadig kapitler til os. Skal trykke af med de videre pil på samme tid, så de har samme udfordring også.
Så 67. Pilen er meget lav, når du snakker over Discord. Eller også skal tilsby.
Sorry.
Yep. Præcis 12 liter tilbage.
være i bilen 50 minutter nu, og hans stint kunne give 49 minutter. Nu har jeg lige lagt et sekund mere til hans tid, fordi han ligger og kører 1.51 tider nu, fordi der bruger sig.
Jeg kommer til at lave en kæmpe brøler. Lige 2 sekunder. Det er, at jeg ikke tank fyldt op.
Du får kun 50 liter med.
Peter, du er nødt til at snakke højere.
Får du kun 50 liter med så?
Ja, fordi jeg blev bedt om at lave en fucking mixter-ting. Og der er selvfølgelig taget de skide taster til, man kan trykke fra til siderne.
Øjeblik.
Eller til at gå op og ned af det.
Altså, vi taber ikke fjerdepladsen, Marker, bare roligt.
Nej, men problemet er jo, at jeg kun får 50 liter på, og det er jo ikke nok til en hel runde, jo.
Så fitter vi en ekstra gang.
Rosim skal også pille.
Så er der vel ingen grund til at spare på lortet mere?
Jo, fordi vi vil gerne se, om strategien den duede. Det er god viden til næste gang.
Det var vist det.
Færdig.
Jeg er ingen bagvinge. Problemet er, jeg kan dårligt nok køre 50 og svinger en rundt, jo. Kæft, hvor er det dumt, det. Fordi jeg sidder og bruger så meget tid på det der skide med, at jeg kan skifte benzin og alt muligt omkring. Jeg kan slet ikke dreje.
ikke bagfra.
Har styr på det.
Jo. Bilen er der ikke kørt forbi. Der er stadigvæk en lap ned. På 354, kender jeg på 355. Der er ingen omgang bagefter. Toren er lige kørt forbi. Spørgsmålet er alt efter hvor lang tid det her det tager. Det kan godt være, at vi bare skal ud og ligge og købe kampen efter. Ja, men de skal også i pit igen, skal vi huske. Det kan vi så blive nødt til. Det er vi nødt til. Jeg bliver nødt til at give den smadret nu. Det her, og der er ikke så mange andre. Hvad siger tiden, Kenneth?
23 sekunder på at fuel op, 54 sekunder for at få en ny vinge på, og 90 sekunder med hjulen, tror jeg. Eller er det sammenlagt, det ved jeg ikke. Det er altså alt det her pjat med, at jeg skal gå og spare det ene og det andet.
Kenneth, prøv det her. Du smider den op i mixture 4 nu, de andre skal også i pit. Du er stadigvæk en omgang foran. Du er på 356, de er på 354, det vil sige, når de passerer nu, så kommer de på omgangshøjde næste gang de kører forbi det. Det vil sige, I burde, de regner nogenlunde forkert, så burde de være omkring 30 sekunder efter, når du kommer ud, inklusive dit pitstop. Gør du bare fuldt med, at de kører i pit nu?
Jo, men jeg har kun 55 liter.
Ja, de kører i pit nu. Ja, de skal nemlig også pit igen. Jeg er lige uheld om at være. Giver den bare mixture 4, så giver du nogle fuldt nu. I whatever antal omgang. Okay.
Ja.
Kører i 43 minutter.
44 minutter og 53 sekunder. Så jeg er nok ikke imod, så jeg skal nok ind og pit igen i hvert fald.
Jamen, det er også fint nok. Sådan der. Koldbremser. Det er jo faktisk stadig en omgang foran dem. Og de har fået, for helvede, de har fået en lapstraf og have blown engine jo for helvede. Christian, er du der? De har jo fået et ekstra lap down på grund af deres blown engine. De er jo stadig en omgang efter. Det vil sige, det kan faktisk godt stadig nå pit. Problem. er stadig en omgang ned til. Bare lige til orientering.
Ja. Er de også crash, eller hvad?
Jeg opdaterer lige, når vi kommer ud for lang tid. Vi har fået et ekstra lap down på grund af deres float engine. Han kan have 50 liter tank på medium med. Godt. Der er 35 minutter igen, hvor han får til at pit. Der har han 33 minutter tilbage i bilen. Jeg synes, det han havde tanken foran.
Hvad fanden sker der, mand?
Tag den med det samme.
Jeg skal ikke levere lidt, så jeg har til fuldt ud efter at tanker. Det skal jo kan ikke tanke samtidig, nej.
Jeg fik det der undercutting eller hvad? Det skal bare være drama til sidst. Nu er det ikke lige pludselig stopper ham. Ja, okay, du har tænkt det.
Hvad laver han?
Hallo? Hvad er der stået at se? Stadigvæk. Vi er på omgangshøjde nu. I lige kørt forbi. Omgangshøjde nu. Til at regne, nu skal vi virkelig til at regne her. Lad os antage, at de har tanket helt op. De kører 21 omgang. Med mindre de bare slår hele lortet hjem nu i Mixture 1. Ja, med optankning. Optankning og udskift tager det cirka 75 drejer på stormand ned. Men så tager det de her... Se, der er en her, der har lavet et pitstop på 59. Jeg er simpelthen ikke levet til det her. det tager mere end 75 sekunder.
Men har de været i pit?
De var i pit på omgang 355.
Hvor lang tid er der tilbage?
Så skal det. Kenneth, når du har været i pit næste gang, når du kommer ud, så burde der være 25-30 sekunder der til.
Okay.
Tak for det. Den køber pit nu, så har han 33 minutter bag i bilen. Det kommer bare bilen til at forløse for ham i sin tid.
Hvad fanden blinker han af mig for? Jeg ikke bare tage pitstoppet nu egentlig.
Hvor mange liter benzin er du tilbage?
Jeg har 31, men den fylder jo bare op, fordi den fylder 50 liter mere på jo.
Jeg regner lige. Det er han 31. Hvad kører han lige nu? Han kører 1,48 tid, det vil være... meget rart at vide. Det er meget rart at vide, hvor meget han egentlig rent faktisk vil. Han går sgu helt sådan. Men at... Vi er vel enige om, at...
Jeg skal jo have et pitstop uanset hvad, så jeg kan lige så godt tage det nu jo.
Og ja, du styrer selv, når du vil pit. Det er der, der kører. Det er der bedst løb på det. Jeg tror, vi skal lade ham køre det løb, han gerne vil køre selv. Hvis han selv har følelsen. Med 50 liter, altså 25. Justeret har i forvejen. Han får 20 liter på.
Så har jeg også kun 34 sekunder.
Perfekt. Du var inde i 62 nu.
Ja.
Masser af tid. Jeg skyder på stadig på de der 30-40 sekunder, når det er du kommer ud.
Yep.
Ja, du bremser første sving. Du fik 1 og 2.
Yes.
Ja, bare igennem det sidste sving kom til 62. Nu er dig. Jeg antager, de ikke coaster noget som helst. Skal de pit, når vi har kørt 376. Den sidste omgang hed i 49, de coaster, de kører mix til 2. De skal ikke i pit igen. Ej, jeg kan slet ikke være mig selv lige. skrev også til mig, at der var afgang i GT3'eren. Jens skrev også til mig, at der var afgang i GT3'eren. Du er ikke travlt. Rigtig godt ud, giver det 20 minutter.
Tak for et håb.
Hvad sagde jeg? Er det P1 og P2 eller hvad? Det er godt med det der. Det var hvor i den anden, hvor havnede den anden. Men alle dem der røg af, så er det ikke der røg af. Det fik ham ikke. Det der. Ikke godt, det er meget. Kæft, det går kødt af ham i skolen.
There's still some 20 minutes to go, so the car now has to catch up to the race second car with about 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Now the lead car is actually now already gaining on these race cars.
Because here at least have a 10 seconds stop to go for that.
45 sekunder ned til. Det er rigtig, rigtig godt ud. Hvad siger du? Hvad nu? Ja, vil de til at give dem straf nu, eller hvad? Og hvad? jo kørt ud. DMD, han kører. Jo, han gør. Hvem er DMD? Er det ikke Knyde? Nu er Andy svinget først, det er sige. Den er foran. Sygt, han når bremsen. Det ikke sker mere. Jeg kan ikke høre, hvad de siger, fordi jeg har gennemkørt den anden. Hvad siger de? Jeg er nødt til at oversætte. Det er jo race incident. De skal bare videre, mand. Minutter, Kenneth. I kører identiske tider, og du har 45 sekunder ned til dem stadigvæk, og jeg mistænker måske lidt, at de skal pitte omkring 375.
Okay, super.
Endte med fik en straf, eller hvad? Der, hvor de er lige kørt over stregen.
Okay.
Kan du så være til? Så må du tilbage.
48.
Hvad er stjern? Er du noget? Nej, jeg kan ikke køre dig. Ja. Det der, det er jo ikke et skyld. Okay. Så det er også race indtil den. Nu forstår jeg, hvad det er, du skulle. Sorry. minutter, 46 sekunder ned. Sebastian, jeg forstår det ikke. Jeg kan godt lide, at du ligger nummer 1 i hele LMP2. Nej, jeg synes det kvarter, det er 10 minutter, det er godt nok lang tid.
Flotte stjerner, mand. Har I set det?
Jeg har godt set det. Det ser godt ud.
Det er så romantisk, det her. Peter de, eller hvad?
Ja. Peter. Sebastian. E5 Peter. Jeg var ikke helt skæv med min 375.
Nej, jeg så bare tiden fløj afsted med, hvor langt jeg var foran.
Bare til tempoet der så. Uden at du kaster det væk.
Tempoet ned. Jeg skal lige over i lang førstepladsen, skal jeg ikke?
Nej, du holder stadig et pit, mand. Du har en hel omgang, ikke kun til oversat.
Det skal nok da være.
Tak. Lige pas på, at der er på vej ud pit. Det ved jeg ikke, Sebastian.
Men godt gættet ved, at han skulle i pit.
Ja, tak. Lad være med at slås med ham. Hvis han kommer op til dig og lukker forbi, ingen grund til at tage chancen. Det er en hel omgang for at komme forbi os.
Ja. Ja.
And at least if they're going to have it now, it's not going to last more than driving. It's probably about 4 seconds like that, but drive out again. That's going to be about 40 seconds.
Ja. Ja, de kan godt nå det. Han lå kørt blinker, trods man står reglerne, at de går. Jeg fik ret i mine 375.
Sebastian,
Nå. Kan han bare holde. Politiet må slås med ham.
right now, I can say there's too many things going on in that. We're actually having last kills in 48 to the train car is like 0.6 seconds in overtaking the 13 into the car. So Mass is actually gaining that car. So let's jump to Mass. What you're seeing right now.
Nå, det kan jeg godt se. Nej, så du kører den vej. Det er ikke bare de... 10 måder. Ja. Men ikke det giver sig. Nej, det gør det kraft. Det kæmper de. Nej, det må du.
Those guys, they're on the same team.
Godt trækker kender også fra... Hvad hedder det, der gør det godt? Jeg siger benzinforbrug.
Decision involving car number 17 and car number 333. Car number 17 should give over the position to car number 333. Thank you.
Det må de gerne være med det der. Mit spil tappede ud, mand. Så begynder at lægge af helvede, så jeg havde 30 fps. Lægger af helvede til det nu.
Gør det godt. 3 minutter og 30 sekunder, det er 2 omgange, så lugter forbi hjem, så er det tempoet ned.
I don't think it's about that. They were eating and
If something happens earlier on,
point now again.
Jeg kan jo slet ikke, jeg kan slet ikke se min bakspejl endnu.
So now it takes
Jeg er helt rolig. Jeg siger bare, at jeg kan ikke se min spejl i bakspejlet. Så jeg ved ikke, hvorfor jeg skulle løbe forbi.
Og dem kan du ikke se i bagspejlet. Du kan se dem. Se dit bagspejl.
Nej, jeg kan jo ikke se P5 i mit bakspejl.
I var gået.
Nå.
Så du må bare tage det ind. Og så er det lapsen til nummer 5.
Nej, du gjorde det ikke godt. Ingen har det.
This is close right here.
These guys are racing so hard right now.
Bastian? De 4 hjem.
Saying that wrong. I have to stop.
Yeah, crashed the busser.
Now a little bit of traffic comes into play as well.
Scan you car now.
Yeah, that's costing quite a bit of time.
1 minut.
Whoa!
Hvad skete der der?
Okay, so he decides it himself right there.
But
there really wasn't room for that driving error. He should be on the last lap of the race now. I'll go and find the leading car will be entering the last lap of the race now. So this is the last lap of the race.
Vi krydser stregen en gang mere.
It seems that
Så det er ikke sidste lap det her, eller hvad?
Additional 6 seconds.
Du skal køre en omgang mere.
Yeah, they had a slide. I was just picking that up on your screen real quickly, but yeah, they had an additional slide and lost a bit more time.
Det er positivt, vi omtalte der.
I think the rear tires on that race car is just completely busted. I still don't understand the reason for punishing Simply Race for being driven off track. But if Simply Race didn't file a complaint for that, basically...
No, but I know for a fact Race Control, they are so experienced on...
Yeah, it must have been something else. It must have been something else. So none of them filed a complaint for the situation with the car going off track, when they were pushed off track.
Yeah, now it was the accident involved.
Disconnected.
Yeah, that could have been another incident as well.
It was that specific.
Well, to me, that's just if I was in the Simply Race car, I would be done racing in our series if I had that kind of a call on being run off the track. So it must be something else.
Could be.
I wouldn't race a series like that again. Well, that's the end of the race, and we can find our race leader here, Noah Watt, in the car driving around, blinking his headlights all the way down the back straight.
Excellent driving, Noah. Congratulations.
Yeah, number two,
congratulations to the Pro Sim guy.
Right now, it's a Pro Sim car. I am not sure he has crossed the finish line yet, so we're still waiting for the Pro Sim car to cross the finish line and take second position.
And of course, thanks to Team Australia for being here so far away. Amazing to have those guys on board.
Yeah, the time difference, you have to consider that as well. It's not only 10,000, 15,000 kilometers away. It's actually also in the opposite time zone. So, Prosen finished second. Seawolf in that race. Team finishing third in LMP2, and First Esport winning the GTE class. And finishing second was DMD SimSport, and third Simply Race. The GT3 class ended up being MSB winning, but I'm not. Do we actually have?
Hvad skete der der, Kenneth?
Do we still? Yeah, the session is jumping on now, but that was Viducton taking second place after MSB, and then the 777 car finishing third in the GT3. And that concludes
the 12 hours of Siebing as GTR and our very first online event.
Ja.
Ja, men jeg tror, det er serveren. Det er serveren.
Ja. Everything is... It's changing to another session. Sorry guys for all the Danish language. It's changing to another session right now. We're back at the studio. Wow.
Yeah, what a race, what a finish. I'm actually still left really confused about that
Simply Race incident.
And
yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to have the guys clarify what happened, and the guys are writing on chat as well that DMD SimSport did. Yeah, they did cause that accident, but if the race control only reviews situations that have actually been submitted. So if none of the teams submitted that particular situation, so Simply Race didn't submit a complaint, that would have cost them the race now. And we talked about it.
It actually
John,
says here the rules are to leave space, and they didn't.
John, remember what you said?
Yeah.
Would you file that complaint? You said no. I said yes. Even with 5 seconds remaining, I'd still submit that complaint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just goes to show. I would have definitely filed that complaint.
Yeah.
That could have been the race deciding.
Another one is actually saying you can't force DMD to leave that space. They had the freaking corner. They were the leading car. When they were the leading car going into that corner.
No, that's not. You have to read the rules then. You still have to read the rules.
I know they have to leave space.
Yeah, on the outside.
On the outside.
Inside the white line.
Yeah, inside the white line. That's correct.
Yeah, we had a completely similar situation in the EDC between satellite racing and endurance racing, and that was very clearly decided by race control to be the fault of endurance racing who forced.
Simply Race actually commentated on the stream. They actually had the nose in front.
Yeah, well, how do I explain this? There's no, in our rules, we don't consider cars being like in front of each other. There's no in front of. There's only besides or not besides. That's the only two situations that exists. Either cars are beside each other or they're not beside each other. It doesn't matter if they're beside each other and you can see one car being in front of the other. That doesn't matter when you read the rules. The rule says either cars are beside each other and you have to leave room, or they're not beside each other.
I have another commentary from Sebastian. Simply, I have nothing against you guys at all, but I'm quite sure that the ruling against you were because DMD had the corner and you can't force them to leave the space.
Yeah, but it says strictly the opposite in the rules.
Oh, okay.
Specifically the opposite. Yeah. As Simply Race states a rule 422, please read. And yes, there is no ahead of and having the right to a corner. That doesn't exist.
Okay.
You have to leave room for the car beside you. It doesn't matter if the nose of one car is ahead of the nose of the other. That's made up fantasy rules.
Oh, okay. Fine. So, could we have some commentary from the race control judges?
That doesn't. If that was really the case, that the complaint was decided in favor of DMD, yes, then we do have a very major issue with race control not reading their own rules.
So, could race control conclude on this?
Yeah, I'm very much. I
would very much like to bring Lasse on board.
I'm very much with you, Callum, on that. On that, very much with you on that. I feel exactly the same way, and I've read the rules like 50 times or so. I can even pull up the rules here on the screen, and we can.
Please stay on. It's quite a situation here. We are having the race control guys discussing the matter right now in the background. So, of course. Yeah, thanks guys for amazing race, Simply Race.
Yeah, it was a great race anyway. So let's.
Sometimes we all disagreed on one another's situation, but I guess that's racing. And do you have a? Yeah, can some of you guys elaborate on it? Would you come to the stage, Lasse? Yeah, you can actually. Lasse, you can borrow my headset. I don't need to speak anymore.
No, there's a headset on the table. It's just...
Yeah, you take mine. I've been enough in the studio for 12 hours of racing.
Yeah, sure. Sofa view. Sofa view. Cool. Sit.
Yeah, I don't think we don't have a proper.
You're looking for the right camera. Oh, this is good. This is good. Okay, so.
Yeah, could you please elaborate? I think I'm going to check on the audio, and you guys can please elaborate on that situation. I have the rule on screen down here at the bottom corner as well, and I really want to hear what that was all about.
Okay, so that is a really controversial call, and I understand people are upset. We are also a bit sorry that we took such a long time to make this decision. But the crucial bit that made us take this decision was the fact that we think that, albeit that I agree with you, DMD in the white car, they didn't upheld to a rule of giving space to the blue car. We also find that the Simply Race car was by far the most aggressive partner of this battle, and they forced the issue in our view. And so, yes, DMD didn't leave enough room, but in the end, we believe the Simply Race car to have caused the collision. So, and the unacceptable part for us is we can't have the win be decided by a crash. So we would rather have them give back the place and give it another go. Unfortunately, one of the GT3 cars got in the way and they had a slide, so the battle was never to be again. But to our minds, it is unacceptable to have the win be decided on a crash. So that's the reason behind it. Yeah.
Well, if I can comment on that, I'll say then we have to change the rules. It doesn't say that in the rules. Yeah, but he was actually ahead. Yeah, but you're reading in.
Yeah.
I know that the decision by race control is a decision by race control.
Yeah,
I know that. But right now,
we do have a rule that
reading motives into the rules that are not considered in the rules. The rules specifically say the two drivers are both to leave space enough for each other during the overtaking maneuver. This is required while the cars are side by side, which is defined as the overtaking car's foremost point being in line with the front of the slower car's rearmost point. So Cars are either side by side or not side by side, and the rule says if they're side by side, they have to leave room enough on the track. Yes. Simply Race did not force DMD SimSport off the track.
Det er jo simpelthen så grin det her. Joke.
Okay, saying there's no sound, even though again the sound is on, but they're saying there's no sound.
Shit.
Hvorfor er det med, at
This is
de
actually
udstiller de
becoming
to der?
quite annoying.
So, can people hear us say anything? Okay. Okay. The dude on the left with no sound.
I think that's it. That's it. It's back sound on. Yeah, everyone should.
Now I'm still the guy left. So the point I was making is that none of the cars left the necessary room for each other's. So yeah, the DMD car could have left room, but the Simply Racing car could have gone off the gas when they left the track or fallen in behind, like we would have expected an lapping LMP car to do. So we couldn't have the race decided on the one car running the other one off.
Yeah, I see your point. I see your point, Casper. I can see why.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can see why you have that rule, but the only thing in our rule book that would overrule that is what Les is commentating on.
Yeah.
Now it's rule 423 that says that overtaking cars. The
overtaking car has the responsibility.
Sorry, it's always the responsibility of the overtaking / faster car. Who has the full responsibility of finding the way around a slower car. So you have, in order to put that rule into perspective, you have to define DMD SimSport as a slower car.
Yeah, and
they obviously weren't. They were obviously equally quick. They were in an equally balanced duel.
Yeah. So it's still, and what we would have done different is maybe to have had a quicker decision. You know, if we had made this decision with like when with 10 minutes back when the complaint actually got in, then it would have left more time to race.
No, but it's actually it's not about our rules. It's about second place in the GTE class. So this actually is the way this is interpreted. Is actually about the second place in the race. It decides.
Yeah. So this is the case. Thank you.
Yeah. So thanks for clearing out the ruling. That was really nice to hear why the guys actually decided the way they did. So and of course, the Simply Race guys maybe shouldn't have been that aggressive. And actually, prior to that battle, John and I actually did talk about the driver of the Simply Race car being way too aggressive and forcing the issue instead of waiting to do that one clean overtake. He kept on trying to push the issue and push the issue and push the issue. And actually, like Race Control said, they had a similar situation just a couple of laps earlier, where the Simply Race car was the car forcing the issue, or forcing the DMD SimSport car off the track.
So det kan godt være, han har næsen ind
So the DMD guys is still keeping the second position.
Yeah, and they did the please give back the place for the guys to kind of continue the battle from where it was. And what Race Control did not know
the Simply
was
Race car spun off.
Yeah, and the Scanview car got into the mix.
Yeah,
and the Simply Race car
the other rule of the 421 actually applies to the overtaking. Faster car has full responsibility of finding a safe way past the slower car.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can be sometimes hard being in a race control. I know for some it's gonna be a little bit frustrating to have this kind of ending in that class.
Yeah, but like I said in the driver's briefing, it's the race.
We're not the ones deciding. We are commentating the show.
Exactly, and the reason why I raise the issue is I want to have that very specific explanation why the decision is made the way it is.
Exactly.
I do think that this needs some more explaining in the rules, so this needs to be elaborated.
And a review of the situation as well would be something we could look into, and maybe take that as a great example of what can actually happen.
Yeah, and then again,
it's still not our decision. It's still the race control.
Yeah, and in order to keep everything strict and easy to understand and easy to to rule on, it's always going to be the decision by race control that counts, and it doesn't matter how.
I still have a feeling about this. It's hard to comprehend. But who is in favor of who?
I wouldn't be satisfied if it was me. I wouldn't be satisfied if it was me. I don't read the rules that way, and if I was in race control, I would not make that decision. I would not come to the same. I would definitely have given DMD SimSport.
But still, I still think that the DMD guide was, if you left room for the Simple Race car to move in front and stay behind, and the DMD car would have the same battle.
Yeah, he just had 5 laps where he was